7 ways to be mysterious and magnetic. The most fascinating people are rarely the loudest. The most magnetic people are rarely the ones begging for attention. And the most powerful people are rarely the ones trying to prove their power. That surprises many people. Modern society teaches the opposite. It teaches you to constantly explain yourself, constantly post your life, constantly seek validation, constantly announce your achievements. But the Stoics understood something different. Mystery creates curiosity, and curiosity creates attraction. Think about the people who naturally command attention when they enter a room. They do not desperately seek approval. They do not dominate every conversation. They do not reveal everything about themselves immediately. There is a quiet confidence about them, a calm presence, an emotional stability, a sense that their value does not depend on being noticed. That is what makes them magnetic. Today, we will explore 7 Stoic ways to become more mysterious and magnetic. Not through manipulation, not through playing games, but through genuine self-mastery. Because true mystery is not about hiding who you are. It is about becoming so secure within yourself that you no longer feel the need to constantly explain yourself to others. Subscribe to Stoic Reflections for more videos on Stoicism, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, and mental strength. Because the strongest presence in any room is often the quietest one. Way number 1. Speak less than you know. One of the fastest ways to become more magnetic is learning the art of restraint. Most people reveal too much, too quickly, too often. They feel uncomfortable with silence, so they fill every empty space with words. They explain everything, share everything, reveal every thought immediately. The Stoics believed wisdom speaks carefully. There was a young lawyer named Daniel. Whenever he attended meetings, he felt pressure to prove his intelligence. So he spoke constantly. He offered opinions on every topic, added comments to every discussion, corrected people whenever possible. At first, he believed this made him appear knowledgeable. But over time, he noticed something. People listened less. The more he spoke, the less valuable his words became. Then he began observing one of the senior partners. This man rarely spoke, but when he did, everyone paid attention. Every sentence carried weight. Every comment mattered. One day Daniel asked him why. The older man smiled and said, "People value what is scarce." The lesson changed Daniel's life. He stopped speaking simply to be heard. He started speaking only when he had something meaningful to contribute. The result was immediate. People listened more carefully, respected him more deeply, and viewed him as wiser than before, even though he was saying less. The Stoics understood that silence creates presence. When people know you do not speak unnecessarily, they naturally pay closer attention when you do. Mystery grows in silence, not because silence is magical, but because silence creates curiosity. Curiosity creates interest, and interest creates attraction. Think about a book. If someone tells you the entire story before you read it, much of the excitement disappears. The same principle applies to people. You do not need to reveal every opinion immediately. You do not need to explain every detail of your life. You do not need to fill every silence. Sometimes your restraint is what makes people want to know more. The less you need attention, the more attention you often receive. Way number 2. Control your emotions. Nothing destroys mystery faster than emotional impulsiveness. When people can predict every reaction, every outburst, every emotional response, there is very little intrigue left. The Stoics valued emotional control because emotional control creates strength. There was a businessman named Michael who lost his temper easily. Whenever something went wrong, everyone knew it immediately. His frustration became visible. His anger became obvious. His emotions controlled the room. At first, he believed this showed passion, but in reality, it revealed weakness. People learned exactly how to manipulate him, exactly how to provoke him, exactly how to predict him. One day, after a costly argument damaged an important relationship, Michael decided to change. He began studying Stoicism, practicing patience, observing emotions without instantly acting on them. The transformation took time, but eventually something remarkable happened. People stopped being able to predict him. Pressure no longer controlled him. Provocation no longer controlled him. Criticism no longer controlled him. And because of that, people viewed him differently. They viewed him as strong, stable, confident, magnetic. The Stoics understood a powerful truth. The person who controls themselves becomes difficult to control, and that naturally attracts respect. Think about two people. One reacts emotionally to everything. The other remains calm under pressure. Which person seems stronger? Which person seems more confident? Which person appears more attractive? The answer is obvious. Emotional control creates an aura of quiet power. And quiet power is incredibly magnetic. Anyone can react. Very few people can remain calm. Those few people are remembered. Way number 3. Keep some of your goals private. Many people destroy their own momentum by constantly announcing their plans. Every goal becomes a conversation. Every dream becomes an announcement. Every ambition becomes public information. The Stoics preferred a different approach. Work quietly. Achieve quietly. Let results speak. There was a young entrepreneur named Ethan. Every time he had a new idea, he told everyone. He talked about businesses he planned to start, projects he planned to launch, goals he planned to achieve. People heard endless plans, but very few results. Then he met an older entrepreneur, a man who rarely discussed his ambitions, rarely announced his projects, rarely explained his next move. For years, Ethan wondered why. Then one day, he discovered the answer. The older man was busy building. While others were talking, he was executing. While others were announcing, he was progressing. While others were seeking attention, he was creating results. The Stoics believed action matters more than explanation. There is something naturally mysterious about a person whose progress speaks louder than their promises. People become curious. They wonder what you are working on, where you are headed, what you know that they do not. And that curiosity creates magnetism, not because you are trying to impress anyone, but because your energy is focused on growth instead of validation. The most powerful moves often happen quietly. The most meaningful transformations often happen privately. And the strongest people often spend more time building than broadcasting. Talk less about your future. Build it. Way number 4. Be comfortable being alone. One of the most magnetic qualities a person can possess is the ability to enjoy their own company. Most people are terrified of being alone, not because solitude is painful, but because solitude forces them to face themselves. So they constantly seek distractions, constantly seek attention, constantly seek validation. The Stoics viewed solitude differently. They saw it as a place of strength, a place of reflection, a place of growth. There was a young man named Ryan who hated being alone. Every free moment had to be filled. If his phone was silent, he felt anxious. If nobody texted him, he felt forgotten. If he spent a weekend alone, he felt lonely. His happiness depended entirely on other people. Then life forced him into a period of isolation. A close relationship ended. Several friendships faded. And suddenly, he found himself spending much more time alone. At first, it was uncomfortable, painful even, but gradually something changed. He started reading, learning, exercising, reflecting, building new skills. For the first time in his life, he became comfortable with himself. Months later, people noticed something different. He seemed calmer, more confident, more grounded, more attractive. Why? Because he no longer needed constant attention. The Stoics understood that dependence weakens attraction. Neediness repels. Self-sufficiency attracts. When people sense that your happiness does not depend on them, they naturally respect you more. When they see that you enjoy your own company, they become curious about what makes you different. And curiosity is the foundation of mystery. There is something powerful about a person who can walk alone without feeling lonely. A person who can sit quietly without needing entertainment. a person who can enjoy their own thoughts. That kind of inner stability is rare, and rare qualities are magnetic. The people who fear being alone often chase attention. The people who are comfortable alone often attract it. Way number 5. Don't explain yourself to everyone. One of the quickest ways to lose your mystery is constantly explaining yourself. Explaining your decisions. Explaining your goals. Explaining your boundaries. Explaining your choices. Trying to make everyone understand. Trying to make everyone approve. Trying to make everyone agree. The Stoics believed this was unnecessary. There was a woman named Sophia who constantly justified her decisions. If she declined an invitation, she explained for 10 minutes. If she changed a plan, she offered a long defense. If someone questioned her choices, she immediately tried to convince them. She believed explanations would create understanding. Instead, they created insecurity. One day, an older mentor gave her a simple piece of advice. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Those words stayed with her. Slowly, she began changing her behavior. When she made a decision, she stood by it. When she established a boundary, she respected it. When she chose a different path, she accepted that not everyone would understand. Something remarkable happened. People respected her more. Not because she became rude, not because she became cold, but because she became confident. The Stoics understood that confident people do not constantly seek permission. They do not need universal approval. They do not spend their lives defending every choice. Imagine a mountain. The mountain does not explain why it stands where it stands. It simply stands. Strong, stable, certain. That is the energy Stoicism encourages. The more secure you become in your values, the less you feel the need to justify yourself. And when you stop explaining everything, people begin wondering what gives you such certainty. That curiosity creates magnetism, not because you are trying to appear mysterious, but because genuine confidence always creates intrigue. People respect certainty far more than endless explanations. Way number 6. Develop depth, not just appearance. Many people focus entirely on looking interesting. Very few focus on becoming interesting. The difference is enormous. There was a young woman named Emma who spent years trying to impress people. She followed trends, copied what everyone else was doing, said what everyone else was saying. At first, she received attention, but the attention never lasted. Why? Because attention and admiration are not the same thing. One day, she met an older professor who seemed fascinating. People loved talking to him, loved listening to him, loved being around him. Yet he was not flashy, not loud, not attention-seeking. What made him different? Depth. He read constantly, learned continuously, thought deeply, observed carefully. His life was rich on the inside, and because of that, people naturally found him intriguing. The Stoics believe that true value comes from internal development, knowledge, wisdom, discipline, character, perspective. These qualities create depth, and depth creates magnetism. Anyone can buy expensive clothes. Anyone can post impressive photos. Anyone can create an image. But genuine substance cannot be faked for long. Eventually, conversations reveal it. Challenges reveal it. Time reveals it. The most magnetic people often possess rich inner worlds. They have interests, principles, experiences, wisdom. They are not fascinating because they try to appear fascinating. They are fascinating because they never stopped growing. People may notice appearance, but they remember depth. Way number 7. Let people wonder. One of the greatest mistakes people make is removing all mystery from their lives. They reveal everything immediately. Every thought, every plan, every emotion, every detail. Nothing is left for discovery. The Stoics understood the value of restraint. There was an artist named Thomas whose work attracted attention throughout his city. People constantly asked about his future projects, his plans, his ideas. But Thomas rarely revealed everything. He shared enough to connect with people, yet always kept some things private. some ideas protected, some dreams quietly developing. This created curiosity. People looked forward to what came next. They remained interested, engaged, intrigued. Now compare that with someone who announces every move, every plan, every goal, every thought. There is little left to discover, little left to anticipate. The Stoics believe that wisdom includes knowing what to share and what to keep private. Not because secrecy is powerful, but because privacy is powerful. Some things grow better away from public attention. Some dreams develop better in silence. Some ambitions become stronger when protected from unnecessary opinions. There is something naturally magnetic about a person who does not reveal everything. Someone who shares thoughtfully. Someone who maintains healthy privacy. Someone who understands that not every part of their life belongs to public consumption. That balance creates intrigue, and intrigue creates attraction. Not everyone needs access to every chapter of your story. Some pages are meant to remain private. If you want to become more mysterious and magnetic, stop focusing on appearing mysterious. Focus on becoming stronger, wiser, calmer, more disciplined. Remember the 7 ways. Speak less than you know. Control your emotions. Keep some of your goals private. Be comfortable being alone. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. Develop depth, not just appearance. And let people wonder. Notice something important. None of these habits involve manipulation. None involve pretending. None involve playing games. Because true magnetism comes from authenticity. The Stoics understood that the most attractive quality in any person is self-mastery. A person who controls their emotions. A person who values their privacy. A person who enjoys their own company. A person who pursues growth without needing constant recognition. That person stands out, not because they demand attention, but because they don't need it. And that is what makes them unforgettable. Subscribe to Stoic Reflections for more videos on Stoicism, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, confidence, and mental strength. And remember this: the people who chase attention often lose it. The people who build themselves often attract it. Real mystery is not hiding who you are. Real mystery is becoming so secure in who you are that you no longer feel the need to prove it to anyone.